So this is part 4. I know I'm kind of slow with my uploads. Let me tell you, I'm a full-time mom. Before I'm anything, y'all know I'm a full-time mom. If you don't know, baby. I did have a flare-up with my mother once again. So that takes me puts me out of commission for at least a week. Every time I either pull away from her because she just exhausts me completely. This time it had everything to do with my son. Now my son is autistic. My son is level 1 autistic, and ADHD. So every year my son has an eloping episode at least once a year. If it's not an eloping episode, it is a combative episode, right? And I rarely discuss this with family, or because they just don't get it, they don't understand it, and I don't really seek out support from family, right? Those would be the last motherfuckers I would try to even confide in or express these things to. So this particular incident, my son decided to go out his bedroom window. Went out his bedroom window, was in communication. He's been in communication with a little girl that he attended school with here in New Orleans. And from day one, I knew this was going to be a problem because I've asked him not to even, mommy doesn't want you talking to that little girl. That little girl has, mental health issues and woo. And I told to my son, probably at fault, I probably shouldn't be as transparent and open with him like I am, like he fully understands it, but I genuinely talk to him like that. Fast forward, my son went out his window. My son walked 28 minutes to catch a Uber that the young lady called for him. Okay. I received a text must have been soon as she ordered the Uber. I immediately got up to go to my son's bedroom. My son was not even in his room, right? My baby wasn't in his room. So, and when I say baby, mind you, he's 15. Okay, be 16 in 2 months. So when I get the text that a Uber's been called for my child, I go to his room and he's not in his room. And I'm like, where the hell is my child? Like, where is he? So I wake up his older sister and I'm like, girl, where's your brother? Well, he's not in his room. And look, I just got it. So that was a whole fucking thing. Okay. Then my daughter goes back into the room and pulls his blind back, and the entire window is fucking open. All right. My son is gone out the window. So, of course, when we noticed he was gone, Chevy had been gone 30 minutes already. Right. So, I immediately, what made this time different than any other time, there was no argument, there was no reprimanding, there was no taking of devices. Like, it's the summertime, so I let them keep their devices to like 12:31 in the morning if they're up. Well, this particular night, my last child informed her brother that mom's going to take the phones tonight at 12:30, so hurry up. Okay, so going back to when we noticed my son was gone, I reviewed the cameras in the house, and I'm like, okay, I don't see him exiting the front door from the outside camera. Inside cameras, they show him getting something to drink at like 12:21 a.m. Him and his little sister in there getting something to drink. He cuts the light off, go back in his room. I never see Chevy, my son, exit his room after 12:21. Okay. So I'm like, okay, let me check the back cameras. Back cameras, I don't see nothing. All right. So after I called him multiple times, he never answered his phone. So it was just a whole thing. And it's so recent. It's literally like a week old that I don't even want to motherfucking relive it. I don't even want to discuss it. But all that to say, once I found out where Chevy was, which was by the little girl, I immediately texted the little girl phone and I said, look, I'm sending the police to your house. Because I don't play. Like, I'm going to send the police to your house because you pretty much lured my son there. Right? And if something would have happened to him, bitch, you gonna go to jail, and your people too. All right? So to merge my mother into this story, after I called the police at 3 a.m., put the report in, all of the things. My mother didn't know my son was missing until almost 7 a.m. when she decided to call me and chat. Right? So when I did let her know what I was going through and what we were experiencing at the house, she immediately calls my son, and he answered for his grandmother, right? She asked him where he was. He told her where he was. And she asked me, Chevy, do you want me to come get you? And I'm assuming he said yes. So my mother calls me back. Yeah, Chelsea, I know where he at. He gave me the address. I'm going to go get him. I said, no, you're not. No, you're not. I said, wherever the fuck he is. I said, what's the address? Because at that point, he had powered his phone back on, and I had got the location at that point. So my mother called me back 3 times to ask, could she go and get him? I said, no, ma'am. I said, the police are going to go there. And when they get there, they'll call me. Okay? I updated the police with the address that I know he's at. Within 15 minutes, they were on their way to that address and asked, could I meet them there? Right? They get there. I pull up. They sitting there 3 cars deep outside. Don't fucking play with me, okay? In a motherfucking scatter site. Let me say that. This boy is on the other side of the motherfucking 17. Let me tell you something. I mean, fucking Camberon and Hickory, way on the other side. 17 Port, I lived on Belfast and Dante when I was in the 9th grade the first time. But yeah, that fucked me up. So I got there, had the police to go to the door. They knocked on the door. Hey, it's Chevy here. Woody, woody, woo. Chevy comes out the motherfucking door. I unload on Chevy verbally for about 10 minutes. Okay? That bitch, her mama, that scatter site, everything got it, bitch. I said, y'all can't take him? You know, the officer was like, well, they're just going to call you to come get him. And listen, I was so upset that I wanted his ass to go down there just to be processed as a runaway, right? Or whatever. The only reason I didn't let them take him, because it was 2 white boys. It was 2 white officers. That's the only fucking reason I didn't let him take that fucking ride for playing with me. Okay? I said, get in the car. He got in the car. We went home. Going back to merging my mom in this story. When he got home, I let him go to her house, her apartment. I sent all his things with him. The same day, before my parental unit was even up the street, she had then asked, could he have his device? And I'm like, what? Can he have his PlayStation? Because he gonna need something. I said, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Then that went from, well, how long he gonna be over here? Because I'm going out of town next week. And I can't leave my phone when I go to work. So that led me to not only let my son stay there 2 nights, I went and got my child, okay, and I had nothing else to say. Nothing, right? Because what did I expect? What did I expect? I'll be back.